Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Playout Kai figure, and it is Strife from Final Fantasy VII, the remake. And this is version 2.0, so it's supposed to have a longer sword, and I think the head sculpt is a little bit better. I'm not quite sure about the head sculpt part, but I know the sword is supposed to be longer. And there's the back of the box, so let's get into it. Alright, and here we have the figure outside the packaging, and accessories wise, it comes with a base with a couple of clamps, and then 3 sets of hands, and then the end cap for the back side, and then here's the other end cap, so where you attach it to the sword. So he's carrying the sword, and here's that sword. And here is Strife, right here. And let's get a good look at that head sculpt first. And I think looks great. I don't have the version 1, so I can't compare it with that one, but it looks great to me. Alright, so let me bring him closer, just so you guys can see that head sculpt a little bit better. Let me up this camera a little bit. See his whole head, and there it is, really pretty. And the hair is somewhat of a translucent plastic. It's a hint of translucency there, but not so much. And yeah, head sculpt looks great, looks fantastic. And then as for the sword, so you switch out to that end cap, and then you could attach it onto its backside right there. And once you attach it, then you could really get an idea how long this sword is. And you can see when it's attached, you can see it's almost touching the ground, which is very accurate to how he looked in the game. Alright, and here I got Strife holding on to his sword right there. It's a big sword, and let's see, we could see his arm can hold on to the sword without any issues. The joints are nice, while they're at an angle, so it doesn't flop down, but at this angle you can see it's still okay without any issues. So yeah, he is able to hold on to his sword without any issues. Oh, this is actually a nice pose. 1 second. Alright, so let us go for articulation. Head is on a ball joint, and then base of the neck there's another ball joint, so which allows him to do a lot of looking around, except for looking back. Actually he could look up quite a bit too, actually. Yeah, so that's not bad at all, actually. So that is good. Once you get the hairpiece behind the collar, he should be able to look back way better. Okay, so that's good. Now shoulder, this is a shoulder pad that's on a separate piece of plastic that's attached to the torso. But as far as the arm is concerned, lift this up to show you guys the way they peg this in. There's a ball hinge joint right there, and it is pegged into the body downwards like that. So normally you would have a figure that goes inward like that, but instead they decide to go downward, which allows him to do a little bit of butterfly pose, like that. And then the other peg is down to the arm. So as far as rotating the arm upward, it is not possible for that for this figure to do, because the way they pegged it into the chest here. So instead, if you want to raise his arm, you would have to go something like that in order to do that this way. So you will have to extend his arm out and then rotate this portion, which is the shoulder, because this peg is pegged into the shoulder, into the bicep section. So you would have to rotate this part all the way around before you could get his arm to go up. So conventionally you would just swing it downward and upward. It's not possible to do that with the way they pegged it in. So, but it is possible for his arm to go up, but it's just you have to mess with it a little bit more before you get it to work. And then bicep right here, single jointed elbow, ratcheting joint, you heard it. And then same thing, ratcheting joints for the wrist. And then torso, it's on a hinge joint, a ratcheting hinge, so it can go forward. And then I believe the waist one is a ball joint. This is a hinge joint, so it can arch back, and still be able to do a crunch. And then as for the legs, these are on ratcheting joints, pretty much with all the Play Arts Kai stuff. It can go about 90 degrees. And then the thigh does swivel. Knees, they're double joint, so we can give you that much. And then ball hinge ankle. And then there's toes articulation as well. So as far as articulation, this guy is very good. You will be able to get him into a lot of cool poses, especially with that sword. And he should be able to ride the bike pretty nicely. Now that I could get his head to look up a little bit. So let's put him on his bike. Alright, here you can see Cloud Strife riding the bike, and he looks very natural, and everything's planted perfectly. So I will give you a closer look at him so you guys could see for yourself. So here are the hands that came with the figure. Not sure whether they're meant for the bike or not. They're just relaxed hands, but I was able to get them in to the steering part of it. And then here's Cloud Strife, the arms. And then you can see the back side, the butt is fully planted onto the seat, and then the legs is on the foot pedals, so that's good, really nice. And if you look at him straight up front, he is not looking down, he's actually looking up, which is nice. I like that a lot because a lot of figures won't be able to do that when they're on a bike, and this one is very, very capable of. And you can see how nice this bike is. And I know that this version, this bike was sold with the game, with the remake game. It was a collector's edition pack or something, but I wasn't able to get the collector's edition, missed out on it, and I was able to find this guy a very reasonable price on eBay. So if you're looking for the bike, you might go ahead and search eBay to see if you can find it at a good price. And yeah, it looks great. The figure itself, I picked it up from Ami. It was, how much was it? The figure was $103 US, and then plus shipping, so about 130, 140, somewhere around there. So pretty much the same price as here in the US. Again, this is the 2.0 version of this guy. Oh, and this can come up too. That's cool. You can see the navigation system in here on the bike. That's cool. And then the handlebar does rotate this way and also up and down a little bit, because this is a basically a peg system that pegs into this piece, and then this handlebar pegs into this piece, so it can rotate. And the tires does rotate as well. As far as light up features, I don't think this vehicle has light up feature. I don't think the headlight will turn on. Or am I missing some? Maybe it can. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think this one has light up features. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know. And then the tires back here is kind of cool. They're independent, so they can roll both together like that. And then it also rotates too from side to side. So kind of like the tumbler. No, kind of like the bat pot deal back here. But not the front though. The front is not. But it's cool. And yeah, that's the bike. And now it's perfect. Now it has cloud on it. And this is different than the FN Children version. The FN Children version has panels that opens up. A couple of panels like opened up, and then you can it house all the swords. But this one does not. So this is a completely different bike. and it is just as pretty. It's actually, I think this one is actually nicer looking than the other one. The design wise, I think this one is nicer looking than the other one. But there he is, riding the bike, looking very, very cool.